here. And I remember you started training here, and things were good. You had great energy. You brought a lot to the classes and things like that. And I remember one day you kind of asked me about some nutrition stuff, and I just gave you some really basic, simple guidelines, and just to see what you did with it. And you really took off and ran with it, and started applying it right away. I'd like you to kind of share a little bit of what you started doing in that, and how that helps.
Absolutely. So yeah, my first, coming in, meeting you and doing all that stuff, and it was great. And I found that really what kept me coming back was a very challenging workout. Challenged me every time, but it was like, man, that was tough, but it was fun. That was the biggest thing. I was like, wow, that was a lot of fun. And all the things I picked up along the way, like with that early morning workout. I liked the workout, it just didn't work out. The timing wasn't right, but you got to enjoy what you're doing, and it makes it a lot easier to do. Mm-hmm. And so it's not like, oh, I've got to go to the gym. Yeah. It's like,
we've all had those days.
It's kickboxing day. Yeah. Like it's going to be some fun, but at the end you're but it was a great time. So we worked out for a few months with you, and I was having a great time, and it was like, I was getting stronger. I definitely, my cardio was getting better and all that, but I still wasn't, that scale wasn't moving. Mm-hmm. And neither were my blood sugars really, so I was like, all right. So I came and talked to you about the nutrition. You gave me a couple little, try this and this, I said, okay, but I'd taken everything that I picked up along the way, and I took that as well. And so I told myself the next day, all right, it was like a weekend or something like that. I started Monday. I said, I'm just going to start with protein and vegetables. Let's start there. So chicken and broccoli, whatever it was. But that's really it. I just cut out the sugar, and if I was hungry, I ate. And I never went hungry. So if I was hungry, I'd go, okay, let me go find some protein or vegetables. Mm-hmm. And when it came to dinner, it was, what are we having for dinner? It was really easy to cook for. It was just protein and vegetables. It's really, it's like if you stick to that. For me, in the very beginning, I kept it very simple. Yeah. Because I don't want, like I'm not counting calories. I'm not looking at labels. It doesn't matter. If I cooked it, I cook it. It's protein and vegetable. If I'm hungry, I ate more of it. If I wasn't, I didn't. But I do remember I started that Monday, and then by Friday, my blood sugars were so low that I actually had to start decreasing the amount of medication I was taking.
Wow.
Yep, within 5 days.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. And that's where I was like, obviously I still weighed the same. I didn't lose that much weight in 4 or 5 days. Yeah. But the blood sugar was like way lower. And
that's already that's something that you can notice, that something's moving in the right direction.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So I was like, okay, well, let's see what week 2 does.
Yeah. And again, like this was kind of specific to you. You had come to me. I'd known about your type 2 diabetes. I'd known what your goals were, and so I wanted to keep it very simple, and I'm not saying that everyone needs to follow the same nutrition plan or whatever, but it is very simple. I mean, starting with some protein, some vegetables, it's very simple to do, it's very easy to execute, and ultimately we needed to get your body healthy again, and we just needed to start getting it operating on a healthy level so that we can then start optimizing things towards whatever else your goals may be. You saw that early success, and what kind of happened from there?
Well, just like you said, you got to keep it simple to make it easier to follow. And there wasn't, you couldn't get too much more simple than that. There wasn't counting calories, there wasn't this, and like you said, for me, it was like I did like a modified for myself, because not everything's going to work for everybody. So for myself, we started talking a little bit more about the paleo and what was sort of okay for paleo. I kind of modified that for myself. So I went a little bit like, I didn't do the sweet potatoes, and I didn't do the stuff like that because of the type 2 diabetes, and I had a different road to go down. Mm-hmm. So every week, everything just kept getting better. I just was kept dialing back my medication. So then I'd expand upon a little more. We'd go out to eat. It was super easy at a restaurant. No matter what they have on that menu, you can make it to where it's protein and vegetables.
Yeah.
If it's fish, chicken, steak, it doesn't matter. It's just it's really easy to make the right choices and just a couple of little modifications, and you've got a great dinner out that's healthy, or at least it's working with your diet. Whether it's healthy or not, that's
that it's good that you can take those things and apply it, even like going out to eat and stuff like that. And just to be clear, like you weren't just eating chicken and broccoli.
No, not at all.
So I just don't want people.
Oh,
to
yeah,
like,
no.
Oh well, yeah, of course. If you just eat chicken
that's
and
why I
broccoli every day, all day.
I kind of did more like a protein. I did, whether it's steak, fish.
Variety.
Absolutely. So I got it down to look. I had a couple trigger foods.
Yeah.
Okay. So I jokingly say pizza is my drug of choice.
Okay.
And who doesn't love a burger?
Okay.
Burgers, pizza. I was more of a savory guy. I wasn't into the sweets, but goodness, I like my fats and all that stuff. So I found a solution for every problem, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So if I needed my pizza, because you need it, you don't need it, but that's what you want. You start to crave it.
Yeah.
I found a way to hit that craving, but still stay on path. I found the cauliflower crust.
Yeah.
Like, wow, then I started learning about cauliflower. They make cauliflower into everything.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing.
when I wanted my burger fix, it's really easy. They got the lettuce wraps. I can get a bacon cheeseburger wrapped in lettuce. I mean, it was a fat content, but for myself and the path that I was on, it worked. It fit into what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
So was it just chicken and broccoli? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But I simplify it as far as for protein and vegetables, and that's kind of what I did.
Right.
But yeah, do I still get my sugar foods? I do. But I found a way where I get that fix. You get that, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
But it's like someone else would look at it and be like, that's all you're eating? And it's like, you have no idea, buddy.
Yeah.
It really is good food.
You made these changes, started to notice your health markers improving. Did you notice anything about your cravings, how you felt with your energy? Did you start noticing weight loss, things like that? What started happening?
Well, the first marker was the blood sugar, and I started dialing down. I was on 2 different types of injectable medications and also on pills. So how they start you on medication, you sort of dial up until your blood sugar gets to where you want to be. So you got to dial up. Every 3 days you dial up.
Okay.
So on the downside, every 3 days I would dial it back. And my blood sugars were still great, so I'd dial it back. So that was the first marker. Second marker was, yes, I absolutely, for me, bloating. I was, way less bloating, way less gassy, and all that type of stuff was a big difference. Energy was good. Working out, 5 days a week for me was like awesome, having fun with that. And then, actually the second marker or third marker, or wherever we are in that line, was the scale started to move.
Yeah.
I personally, through that long journey that I went through, I didn't want to harp too much on that number.
Yeah.
So for my own personal way I did things, I only weighed myself every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I always weighed on the same scale. You remember it was here. And
you're working with some clients, you walk in, you weigh yourself. Yeah.
Yep. Hey Mark, down to the fun.
Yeah.
And then when I leave. So yeah, I did. I went that way, but it started to move in the right direction. And the blood sugars were in the lead. That was doing really well. And then the scale started to come, and I was still getting stronger. Everything else. It's sort of like everything. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I also took it as you get healthy the same way you get unhealthy, which is one day at a time.
Yep.
And whether it's bad decision in a meal or good decision. So I wasn't in it for a race.
Right.
Because I'd been on this journey for a while, and I knew I wasn't going anywhere, you know, so I was going to be here next year, so there was no goal, and even to this day,
There wasn't like an end point.
correct, I don't have a goal weight.
I hit this and
Right.
then I'm done.
The biggest thing is like,
Yeah.
so I get down on 15 pounds lighter, or I'm 20 pounds lighter. People are like, ooh, you're losing weight, all this stuff. What's your goal weight?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have one. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm gonna continue to eat healthy. I'm gonna continue to move my body. And wherever the body goes, it's gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot, they look at me weird, and okay, so now I'm down 30 pounds, and now I'm down 40 pounds. And they're like, what's your goal weight? And I'm like, you don't understand, I don't have one. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I'm not going to get to this magic number
Right.
and just stop doing what I'm doing.
Right.
I said, so I don't have a goal weight. I guess my goal is health. It's
Yeah.
just overall, I just want to be healthy.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess if anything, my goal weight would be 0 medication.
Yeah.
You know, how about that?
Yeah.
How about that for a goal?
And that just all comes back to where it all started from, which was to get your health back on track.
Yep.
You never kind of wavered from that. You didn't just like all of a sudden come in, start lifting weights, and now your goal shifts from health to how much weight can I lift, you know, and things like that. It becomes, I'm doing this for a reason. You started putting the things in line that that benefit that goal, and you just do it on a daily basis and keep moving forward and learning stuff along the way. And it came through a lot of trial and error, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's how it is with a lot of people. But sometimes people, you know, they have their errors, and maybe they have one, maybe they have two, maybe they have multiple ones back to back, and nothing's working, and they just give up. But that doesn't mean that nothing's going to work. It just means that things you have tried haven't. So let's try something different,
Right.
you know. I think there's a really good message